expect Mitchell to be ready for Friday, or is there any chance?
He's got to go through all the protocols, so he's making progress. So if he gets cleared, then he'll be a go.
But he hasn't been able to do anything yet.
There's a progression to it, so he's gone through each phase, and there's still more for him to go through before he's cleared. They're doing a little bit, but they're still day to day. They haven't gone through like regular practice.
Tom talked about a lot with Obi, with the energy he brings you off the bench, and especially when you guys have, maybe your starters don't have it on a certain night to start the game. How has he kind of impacted the way,
Yeah, you just hit on it. It's the energy. It's he plays with energy every time he goes onto the floor. There's energy, and that's a big part of this league, and it's a talent. And so, and Quick's the same way. The two of those guys give us a big spark. Sometimes it's not always perfect, but the energy you can count on every game.
How was Toppin's game though?
I think it slowed down his experience, but his work has really helped him improve. His preparation is a lot better, and he's grown a lot. It's important to him.
Did you ever see him getting discouraged?
No. That's I love his attitude. He's a really upbeat guy, a lot of positive energy to him, and when he comes into the gym every day, you feel it. He bounces in. He's ready to work. He's alert. He's trying to improve. He puts everything he has into each day, and those type of guys usually get better.
Is it a tough challenge maybe to get him in quickly on the foot more together, or is that a balancing act?
They have good chemistry, and they play well. They do play well together. So, it's I like the way that whole group plays. And they work together. They work together as a group. They come in early every day to work as a unit, and it shows in the games. They have great chemistry in the games.
Obviously, you guys have had injuries in the middle with all three guys on and off. How have you liked the Randall-Toppin dynamic?
Yeah, no, there's some real positives to it, and I feel last year, obviously wasn't as good because I don't think Obi was. He wasn't the player that he is today, and so, and that's a good sign. In some ways we're a lot better offensively, and then in some ways we lose some of the rim protection. But I think Obi's growing on defense as well.
Maybe one of the biggest things that came out yesterday besides the win was Fournier. And what did you notice about his game? Was something different, or was something?
Yeah, just and I think when he comes out and he got into a good rhythm. And I think when we're aggressive and the ball's hitting the paint and we're getting downhill, and then when we spray out and it's drive pass, guys get in rhythm. So we got to continue to do that. I think we have the potential to be a very good offensive team.
So I'm not going to get you tomorrow. With Phoenix, how have you been impressed with what Paul has been able to do at this stage?
It's just incredible. And I think, he's always been a great player, and, his career speaks for itself. But he went through a stretch where he had injuries, but the way he's, taking care of his body, and he sort of, just navigated that, and he's been healthy. And I think you see what his leadership has done for that team. And he's brought the best out of him.
And what do you think he's done for Booker, and what do you think?
Yeah, I think those type of players, like when you have veterans that have been through the wars, when you can couple that with, a young star like a Booker, I think that's very beneficial. You want your vets to help lead the way with the young guys, and it has to be someone that can still play and has the respect of everyone, and I think he's the perfect guy for that. And when you look at how dynamic their backcourt is with those two, it's why they have the record they do.
And Tom, now you're in the stretch of games against really some of the top teams in the league. I know you talked at the other end of the schedule with not, taking every team seriously, but when you look at this stretch of games against the top opponents, how do you approach it?
Yeah, I think the same way. Like, you want to build a consistency in terms of how you prepare for each game. And so know your opponent well, know what goes into winning, and we have to go out and execute. You have to play for 48 minutes, and you can't have your margin of error is small, but we got to make sure that we go out there prepared, and you have to do it as a team.
Is there an area where you'd like to tighten up maybe defensively? Is it your transition D?
Yeah, no, every area, to be honest with you, so it starts in transition, and then the pick and roll game, and then transition, but you can't overlook, all the players. Bridges is really a good player. Ayton has played really well. Their bench has played well. Crowder's a guy you can't overlook. He's, the team is really put together well. That their bench is playing terrific. They're getting a lot out of McGee. It's a team that's very well balanced.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.